Good morning Destiny players and welcome to a new build video, this time on the Warlock class. Apologies for no upload. Last week I was working on a big video for my second channel, but I'm back ready to showcase a build with the second of two new exotics for Warlock brought to us with the final shape. I am Bladeburger, your local twin cast lightning bolt kind of guy. In this video I covered you know what, let's just call it the Matty for this video, okay? Not even going to try to pronounce it. What I am going to pronounce is the word subscribe. You should do it, helps out the channel. Also check out my second channel, link in description. Now let's get to the build. This build is a bondage enthusiast dream. Suspend everything that can be suspended, gain ability energy back from suspending, and even deal with two types of champions with just a melee. This build takes advantage of the Matty exotic chest piece for Warlock. Kills with Arcane Needle melee release a suspending explosion. Additionally, tagging an enemy also releases an explosion when said enemy is killed by you or your fire team. Hits in quick succession with Arcane Needle also do the suspend explosion. Killing suspended enemies gives melee energy, and your Arcane Needle pierces barrier shields. There's a lot to this exotic, so let's break it down one by one. The first, Arcane Needle kills release a suspending explosion. This can be on any chump. The explosion is pretty large, suspending in a good radius around the poor sap who got needled. Needle tags also release the explosion when the tagged enemy is killed. The tag lasts long enough to ensure a kill, and your ally killing the enemy also releases the explosion. Quick successive hits release a larger explosion. Pretty self-explanatory. Hit 3 in a row and you get a bigger explosion. Killing suspended enemies gives melee energy. Unironically, one of the best parts of this exotic. It scales energy return based on the tier of enemy killed. There is no cooldown to this energy return, so killing enough enemies with a single suspend explosion can give multiple melee charges back. Lastly, Arcane Needles pierce barrier shields. Also self-explanatory. It takes only one needle to break a barrier champion's shield, and since we have 3 charges, we always have at least one to pop the bubble. I will note that this is not an anti-barrier needle like there are anti-barrier weapons, as in it doesn't pierce other type of barriers like hobgoblin shields or phalanx shields. Just a small note. So now let's get to the class to show how we take this build into overdrive. For class, we're on Strand Warlock. Prismatic just doesn't have enough synergy to use here. For grenade, run the Shackle Grenade. We use it for one aspect. Speaking of aspects, the Wanderer. Tangle Destruction releases a suspending explosion. The Tangle also tracks, no longer being affected by gravity. For our other aspect, we have Mind Spunification. Consuming grenades by holding the grenade button gives a buff. For Shackle Grenade, we get Weaver's Trance for 30 seconds, which allows any kill to release a suspending explosion. There's a lot of suspend in this build, it's kinda nuts. For fragments, Thread of Fury. Tangle damage gives melee energy. Yes, this even works with Tangle suspends, as it does deal a bit of damage when suspending. Thread of Mind. Suspended enemy kills gives class ability energy. Thread of Wisdom. Suspended enemy kills makes an aura power with a 10-second cooldown. Thread of Continuity. Strand debuffs, including suspend, last longer. Take a shot every time I say suspend. So there's the class, now let's talk stats and weapons. For stats, absolutely run 100 strength to get our base cooldown to a mere 45 seconds. We get our melee back insanely fast, but in downtime or movement sections we can use the recharge. Otherwise, stat where you please. Resilience to not die is pretty nice, some enemies this season hit pretty hard. For weapons, I recommend your favorite Strand primary. If you like Final Warning for some reason, go ahead. Quicksilver? Sure. That one bow from last season? You do you, champ. For other weapons, use what you please. I'm using the new Eber in Action Rocket Sidearm, and it's pretty insane. Now let's talk mods. What I use, I am humbly recommending what to use. You don't need to use all this if you want. On helmet, hands on. Powered melee kills give bonus super energy. We also have a siphon for our weapons. For me, a harmonic and a solar one, making aura power after double or higher kills with Strand or solar weapons. On arms, double impact induction. Powered melee damage gives grenade energy, 17% from 2 mods according to LightGG. We also have heavy handed, makes an orb on powered melee kills with a 10-second cooldown from 1 mod. On boots, double invigoration. Orbs give melee energy. It ain't much, but it's honest work. We also have recuperation, a mod that saved me more times than I can count. Orbs give a chunk of health in addition to its other effects. On class item, double outreach. Class ability usage gives melee energy. We also have Reaper. Class item use allows the next weapon kill to make an aura power. So there's the mods, now here's the overview. Take a look, compliment the drip, and subscribe. My goal for this year is 1500, and with your help I can reach it. Let's get to how this build plays. Matty is a top tier exotic, no question. Suspend is really strong, and this exotic lets us suspend like there's no tomorrow. Like the Wishful Ignorance I covered last video, the best part of this exotic is the uptime of the build. You always have a melee charge, always able to suspend, always have anti-barrier. Strand is still among the strongest subclasses in the game, and it got 2 absolutely insane exotics this season. There's also the Hunter one, but it's pretty mediocre, not gonna lie. Bungie has been killing it with new exotics for quite some time, and this exotic is no exception to the powerhouses they've been making. I haven't personally tested this out in GMs, but I'm sure it'll do well. The tagging to then kill for the explosion really comes in handy with beefier enemies. I highly encourage you to try this build today and see what chaos and control you bring to the battlefield. Stay tuned for the next build, looping back to the Hunter class. Thank you all for watching. Bladeburger, out.